This is episode 15 of season 5, the Northstars Show. I hope you caught a glimpse of him in the intro there. Flooding the ice was Robert McCumber. Great guy here at the rink. We get Tony Markus on in a short while during Minor Hockey Moment. He has some really nice thoughts on Robert. Great to talk about him. We do 1 minute with Dustin Parker and a special Northstars Show on the road. Before we do that, what's under the coat this week is the Johnny Cash shirt. This one is sort of a shout out to the NHL All-Star Game in Nashville. I really like that 3-on-3 format they did on Sunday. I think finally it's an All-Star Game that found something they can work with. It's going to be a really great show. Northstars Show on the road. I had to go down to Norway House. I was there with the Bantam AA team who had 4 wins as part of their season. So great weekend for them. When I was there, Tony Apetagon's dad hit me up and said, these guys are here with a vehicle, no driver's licenses. Can you take them under your wing? And this is what happened. This is a Northstars Show Extra. I'm going to stop looking at the camera now. We're just on our way home from Norway House. I've got Tony Apetagon with me. Connor Faulkner's in the back. These guys were stranded in Norway House. So I kind of feel like I've gone above and beyond just the host of the show to actually bring these guys all the way home to save the team and save the season. Guys, first and foremost, weekend off, so you headed off to Norway House. Tony, just going home for the weekend? Is that what the plan was?
Yeah, I was supposed to stay in school, but I decided to come back and get bag skated by Doug again, I guess.
I like it. And Connor, ever been to Norway House before?
No, this is my first time.
Out to the house, and how was it?
It was fun, relaxing, good to get away from town for a weekend and just not worry about anything, I guess.
See some sights. What'd you guys do? Did you get a chance to skate a little bit out there, hang with some of your friends, Tony?
Yeah, I did. We skated last night. Connor makes a pretty good hockey player, actually.
A good out player?
Yeah.
You spent some time in the Northwest Territories or in Nunavut, and I know when I lived there, people would say, are you playing hockey or are you playing goalie? That was an expression like goalies aren't really hockey players. It's a whole different thing. So it's good to hear you can play hockey too. Any highlights from the trip?
My mom's cooking. And hanging out with friends.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And a couple guys we almost bailed out of the ditch.
Oh yeah. 2 guys in the ditch. Tried helping them, but their strap was too short, so yeah.
Didn't look so good. There was lots of traffic on the road. I feel a little bad because we sort of left them there, but they assured us that they'd be fine and they were going to wait for someone with a little bit bigger truck and a little bit bigger tow strap to bring them home. So just to kind of close the circle on this, these guys got a ride in their own truck out to Norway House with no real plan to get home. Is that what happened?
Yeah. Well, the plan was my dad was going to drive us, but I kind of like bugged him about bringing the truck back, so luckily we found a driver.
Like I said, sometimes for the Northstars, anything for the Northstars, anything to try to get that 4th win of the season.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys?
No.
What movie did you watch on the way home?
Oh, I was watching This Is the End.
I like it. What were you doing back there, Connor? If it's fit for video.
Listening to music.
I like it. Country?
A little bit of everything.
You're watching the Northstars Show on Shaw TV.
This is a Minor Hockey Moment where we explore every nook and cranny of minor hockey. Joining me today is Tony Markus. He's driven this machine more times probably than anybody can imagine. Tony, how long have you been working here at the rink?
35 years.
35 years, and how many times do you think you've put a fresh sheet out there on the CA and the GB?
I'd probably say close to 1,000 miles.
1,000 miles on this guy?
Over 35 years.
All the way to the American border. You could have flooded one strip, the boys could have skated down. How cool would that be? I love that. How many times in a night do you think you flood the ice? I mean, to us, when you're playing a game, you only see it once or twice, but you guys probably bounce back and forth quite a bit?
Yeah, on average about maybe 14 to 16 floods.
In a night?
In a night.
So you get some pretty quick practice on this thing.
Oh yeah, you get it done pretty quick.
So nobody likes a fresh sheet. Nobody likes anything more than a fresh sheet, I don't think. When you get out there and the ice looks perfect and you're the first person to skate on it. And it seems simple, but there's a lot of work that goes into getting to that point. And so you not only flood the ice and look after it all winter, but you help to put it in, right?
As well, yeah, we do the ice surf.
And so what kind of a process is that to put the ice in? It doesn't happen in a day. People that do a backyard rink know that it's a little more work than we think, but in a sort of in a quick nutshell, what's the process for putting the ice in here?
About a week to 10 days. First we start off by turning on the ice plant, wait until we get the floor temperature that we need, and then from there we start pebbling ice, and then start flooding ice, make sure it's a half inch or so, then we whitewash it, re-flood it again, the hose, and then add the lines, which is paper, and a lot of the logos that we do add is liquid paint, and we do some by free hand and others by stencil.
So the lines used to be paint, and you switched over to paper, maybe 15, 20 years ago? Has it been that long?
I'd say 15 years ago.
I like that. And you're the guy that does the logos on the center of the ice, or you've done a number of those, and people love them. What are some of the favorite ones that you've done?
Probably the one I've done I liked the most was Robin's, when they had the whole Robin itself,
Oh, yeah.
and that took me about 8 hours to do.
Really?
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
To put that on, and I know you've done a Northstar logo on the center, King Minor logos, Mun Cup, pretty much all of those.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
Now some of the logos are switching over to paper or to plastic, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. You think that your hand has got steadier, but they're just plastic that you put how far under the ice so they still show through?
I would say probably about a half inch. Now these new logos are all cloth, and once you put them down, you freeze it with water to the point that you want it at a level, and then when you want to take it out, we use hot water to melt it down and pull it out.
And save them from year to year.
And save it from year to year.
Recycle, reduce, reuse.
Exactly.
I love it. So, I mean, you've been working here at the arena for an awful long time. You've seen all kinds of events. What do you think is the biggest event that you've seen, and what's the biggest event that you've flooded in front of?
I think was the year the Thompson Hawks played against the Warwood Lakers, that they went on to the Canadian Championship. I think we had like maybe 1,400 people, like we're talking rafters and bleachers, and that was the hugest crowd I've ever seen.
And when you go out to clean up the ice in front of that, do you get some nerves even though you do that 15 to 16 times a night?
Oh yeah, you do. You know, you get the little jitterbugs with you, but keep your eyes on the ice.
Look straight ahead, look straight ahead. Any mishaps while you're flooding the ice? You've never put the Zamboni through the boards, ever frozen that thing into the ice?
Oh yeah, I've frozen into the ice a couple of times. Mainly a lot of it has to do with running out of propane. And if you have 2 empty tanks, you're not going anywhere. You're sitting there for a while.
And a little bit of warm water leaks out and you're sunk.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
So the rumor is, have you substantiated this rumor at all, that Red Sangster maybe put the Zamboni through the boards once in the early days of the CA, maybe a few too many pregame cocktails?
Actually, I heard the story, but I've never seen it. Yeah,
well, let's leave it at that. A couple more questions I'd like to ask you. One of them is from one of our favorite guys. I used to work here at the rink with you, and Robert McCumber was a guy who spent an awful lot of hours here. Nobody probably put a cleaner polish on the floors around here than Robert ever did. We actually have him in the intro, the Zamboni in the intro to the show. So got any thoughts or memories of Rob that you'd like to share with us?
Oh, Robert was just fantastic. You know, the happiest-go-lucky guy. When it came to flooding, it was almost like he was the master. You know, when he was the master, every time he got on the machine, it's like we had to bow and then let him out.
Send him on his way. And you're right, he took a lot of pride in the ice. I mean, all of you do, but Robert, I think especially, would come to the guys and ask them, how's the ice, right? Is it too soft? Well, how are the creases, stuff like that? And
yeah.
He cared about his craft.
Oh, he cared lots. Oh, for sure. He wanted to always get rid of those Nike logos. If he left one on the ice, he was pretty upset.
He was not happy. And you're right, same thing for the floors. If he ever missed a spot on the floors and they weren't polished perfectly, he'd come back and do it on his own time.
Exactly. There was times like he was supposed to get off at 12, he was here till 2:30. What are you doing?
We don't quite pay you enough to stick around that long. So just a couple more quick questions. One of them, you've seen a lot of games, you've seen a lot of people come through the rink. Who are some stars or maybe notables that you've seen come through this whole facility?
Well, Thor and Fleury, number one. I remember guys like Brian Scrudland, Lyndon Byers, the Hicks brothers, Glenn and Doug Hicks.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's actually quite a few names that have come through here. And you see them either playing in the NHL, the American League, or some of them gone off to Europe. So it was pretty cool to know some of these guys.
Yeah, to get a chance to sort of have a meaningful interaction. Chernesky and the Tutus too were.
Yeah, the Tutus were great. They were great.
Top-notch guys, absolutely. Last one, you've been here an awful long time. What keeps you sticking around the rink? What's your favorite part of working around here? I'm guessing maybe it's not flooding the ice. Maybe it is.
I just enjoy recreation. It's something that I enjoy doing, and you meet a lot of people, become friends with people, and when I take in, it's nice always to kind of give the kids a little free ice time and thanks, guy. You know what I mean? Like that's why I like it. I love the public. The public means a lot.
Absolutely. Like I said, I can say that for sure. Having worked with you, I know you're very generous, and I think it really does mean a lot to you and the other guys that work here to maybe give kids a little bit of a chance and a leg up when you can, right?
Exactly. That's what the ice here is for.
It's cheesy, but I got to finish with this one. Thank you, Tony Zamboni. Tony Markus, that's a minor hockey moment. So 1 minute with Dustin Parker. Dustin, you guys just had an off week. What'd you do with your time?
Studied for exams and sat around, did nothing really.
What a fantastic story.
Pretty great week.
I like that. Earlier in the show, I brought home a couple guys from Norway House, and they didn't talk about studying one bit, so top marks to you. What kind of exams you got coming up?
History, English, and physics, and science, stuff like that.
Tough ones, you feeling ready?
Tough ones will be physics. It's going to be hard.
It is tough sledding, but I mean, hockey's all about physics, the bounce off the boards, the speed of the shot. I think you got this thing.
Yeah.
Season's just about wrapping up. What are some of your thoughts on what the team's got to do here the rest of the year to put a few more wins on the board and maybe salvage the season?
I just got to keep working. I don't really know. I don't know what to say for that.
Work harder at working harder. I know it's tough.
Yeah.
It feels like you guys have tried everything this year and the wins just aren't coming easy. What's your plans for next year back here? You got some other ideas?
I'll probably come back here.
Why not? I mean, things can only get better on it.
Yeah, I got one more year left to make it.
Turn it around. Do you have 1 minute? You're kind of half dressed here, but we'll get this thing going. What's your favorite hockey team?
Winnipeg Jets.
And the Northstars.
Yeah.
Chicken or steak?
Steak.
Do you have any brothers or sisters?
A sister, yeah.
Does she play hockey?
No.
No. What's her thing?
She doesn't really do anything.
Just hanging out, texting?
Yeah.
She's pretty good at that, social media?
Yeah.
Very good. Well, what's your nickname? Drew?
Yeah, Drew. Yeah.
Drew Parker here with me on 1 minute. What's your favorite hockey drill?
One-on-ones, doing that and stuff. Yeah.
Very good. Mine, big horseshoe.
Oh yeah, it's pretty simple one.
Yeah. Mindless, really. Maybe that's why I like it. It doesn't take a lot of thinking. How do you like your eggs?
Sunny side up.
Would you rather have comedy or action movies?
Both.
Really?
Yeah.
Big movie guy, you watch lots?
Somewhat. When I'm not doing anything.
When you're hanging out with your sister, because that's what she does. You got a favorite movie?
No, not really. Step Brothers is pretty funny.
It is funny. What's your favorite app?
Ugh, no idea. Instagram.
I don't mind Instagram. I just got on Snapchat. I'm just getting the hang of it. Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
I like it, but I'm still having trouble getting the hang of it. I think it's designed for people younger than me. Which of your teammates is always on the phone?
Keith Monias, for sure.
I can say that Tony Apetagon and Connor that I drove home with spent a lot of time on their phones
they
too.
Do that too, yeah.
Between Nelson House and here, they logged a lot of data.
Oh yeah.
What's your least favorite pizza topping?
Pineapple.
Yeah, at least you shook up the mushroom thing that everyone hates except for
I like
Nakbar.
mushrooms on pizza.
You and Nakbar. Well, let's hang out. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Who is messier at home, you or Pollock?
Me, probably. Yeah, I'd say me.
It's not even your house.
No.
We've got to talk.
Bad now. I gotta start cleaning up. Just because it's on TV now. Everybody knows.
Talk to Rhonda about that. You've got a couple weeks here to clean up things for the rest of the season. Which teammate do you think would make the best mayor?
Drew Tate Reum, just because it'd be hilarious. It'd be funny.
He's a chatty guy. He kissing babies, shaking hands.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way that he wouldn't get votes. I like it. Dustin, Drew, Parker, right here on 1 minute.
Yeah, thanks.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Duckowich from your Norman Northstars. I'm number 33. My position is goalie. My hometown's Twin Flaw, Manitoba. My elementary school was McIsaac, and my favorite player is Carey Price.
That's it, folks. The Northstars Show on Shaw TV, episode 15 of season 5. I really want to thank Tony Markus for joining me and all his thoughts on what it takes to make a fresh, clean sheet here. The ice is only half an inch thick. It looks like it's a lot thicker, maybe a little thicker in places. And all the people that have come and gone through here, his 30 years, 1,000 miles on the Zamboni is what Tony Markus has done. Thanks to Dustin Parker, 1 minute with him and the Northstars Show on the road. Our guys are on the road this weekend too, down to Pembina Valley and games down. Also got the Norman Wild here in Thompson. This is the Northstars Show. Norman Wild, okay. Hang on. That's it, folks. The Northstars Show on Shaw TV, episode 15 of season 5. I really want to thank Tony Markus for joining me and all his thoughts on what it takes to make a fresh, clean sheet here. The ice is only half an inch thick. It looks like it's a lot thicker, maybe a little thicker in places. And all the people that have come and gone through here, his 30 years, 1,000 miles on the Zamboni is what Tony Markus has done. Thanks to Dustin Parker, 1 minute with him and the Northstars Show on the road. Our guys are on the road this weekend too, down to Pembina Valley and games down south. We've also got the Norman Wild here in Thompson. This is the Northstars Show. Thanks for joining me.